My friend, you were not born to scrape by, to struggle, or to suffer in silence. You were born with the divine gift of thought, and within that gift lies the seed of greatness. Wealth is not a matter of chance. It is a matter of cause and effect. It is the result of laws, not luck. And when you align yourself with these laws, these eternal principles, you will become unstoppable. So let me share with you now the 7 principles to become millionaires. Definiteness of purpose without a clear goal. You drift like a ship without a rudder, tossed by the winds of doubt, fear, and circumstance. Every millionaire begins with a burning desire, not a wish, not a hope, but a definite purpose. You must know exactly what you want, down to the last dollar. Hold that vision in your mind with such clarity that no obstacle can blur it. Your purpose is the blueprint of your fortune. Faith backed by action. Faith is the substance of wealth unseen. But faith without work is empty. You must believe without doubt that you are meant for abundance. Then act as if that belief is law. Speak as if your goal is already real. Walk, talk, and think like a millionaire before the world sees it. Wealth begins in the mind and materializes through relentless action. Mastermind alliance. No man climbs to the top alone. Behind every fortune is a team of minds aligned with a single goal. Surround yourself with people who sharpen your thinking, fuel your ambition, and challenge your limits. A mastermind group multiplies your power like a flame that grows into a wildfire. Choose your circle as carefully as you choose your dream. Specialized knowledge, general knowledge may fill your head, but specialized knowledge fills your bank. Millionaires know their craft deeply. They are not dabblers. They study, learn, and master a specific skill or industry. Find your edge, become an expert. The market pays premiums for those who solve specific problems with excellence. Persistence beyond all odds. The road to wealth is paved with failure, and most men quit when pain knocks, but the millionaire persists. He is not discouraged by defeat, for he understands that temporary failure is the price of lasting success. You will face setbacks, ridicule, and moments of doubt, but if your desire is strong enough, you will push through the storm and emerge greater than before. Control of the subconscious mind. Your subconscious is the silent engine behind your results. It believes what you repeatedly tell it. Feed it ideas of prosperity, confidence, and victory, and it will bend the universe in your favor. Guard your thoughts. Speak only of abundance. Think only of progress. With time, your inner world will shape your outer wealth. Decision with courage. Indecision is the assassin of fortune. The wealthy make decisions quickly and change them rarely. They move boldly, not blindly, because they trust in their preparation and their vision. Do not wait for perfect timing. Create the timing. Command your life. Every fortune began with one courageous decision. Final words. These 7 principles are not secrets. They are laws as real as gravity. But only the few apply them with discipline and intensity. Wealth is not reserved for the chosen. It is claimed by the decided. The question is not, can you become a millionaire? The real question is, will you take command of your mind and do what it takes? You were born rich in spirit. Now rise and make it real in your hands. Before wealth can flow into your life, before success can take form in your world, there must first be a cause, a center, a purpose so strong that it refuses to be ignored. Nothing in this universe moves without direction, and neither will you. A man without a clear goal is like a ship lost at sea adrift, vulnerable and bound for nowhere. The winds of circumstance, the storms of doubt, the waves of fear, they toss him endlessly because he has no compass. But the man who possesses definiteness of purpose, he commands the storm, he steers his destiny. You must decide what you want, and I mean exactly what you want, not merely more money, and not just success, but a specific, detailed, personal vision. How much wealth, by when, for what purpose, you must define it so clearly that you can close your eyes and see it, smell it, touch it, feel it, as if it already belongs to you. That clarity of vision is the seed from which all riches grow. When you know what you want, the mind becomes alert. Your eyes see opportunities where others see obstacles. Your feet move with purpose. Your hands become productive. Your words become magnetic. The world responds to a mind that knows where it's going. But hear this, purpose must burn. It must ignite something within you so powerful, so emotional, that it consumes doubt and fuels action. A lukewarm goal produces lukewarm results. Only burning desire turns thought into reality. You must fix your mind on your goal like a captain fixes his eyes on the horizon. Do not drift. Do not waver. Do not negotiate with fear. Once you choose your purpose, the decision is final. You will achieve it. And you will not stop until it is done. This is not mere wishing. The world is filled with wishers. They wait, they hope, they dream, but they never decide. A man becomes powerful the moment he decides. That moment, the instant of total commitment, is when the tide begins to turn. Everything you need, everything you seek, everything you imagine is waiting on the other side of decision. That is the first law of riches. The man who knows where he is going will not be denied. He may stumble, he may fall, but he will rise again because his eyes are fixed on the prize. Your mind is your kingdom. You must give it an order. And that order is your purpose. Once it is clear, once it is definite, the rest will unfold. Fortune favors the focused. Success serves the decided. Wealth follows the one who demands it with purpose. So I ask you now, what do you truly want? Name it, write it, see it, claim it, and never look back, because that, my friend, is how millionaires are made. Faith is the foundation of all riches, but it is not the passive kind of faith that sits in silence, waiting for fortune to knock. No, the kind of faith that builds empires is active, aggressive, and unshakable. It is the kind of belief that moves a man before the world ever sees a reason to move. It is belief backed by action, and that is the faith that creates wealth. Too many men sit idle, hoping for better days, waiting for the right time. But opportunity does not visit those who merely hope. It comes to the man who believes he is meant for more and acts on that belief with such intensity that the world must yield to him. You must see yourself wealthy before your hands ever touch the first dollar. You must walk like it, talk like it, breathe like it. Your faith must be so deeply ingrained that no rejection, no failure, no delay can shake it. And then once your mind is rooted in belief, you must move, you must do, you must execute. Action is the bridge between the invisible and the visible. All the thoughts in the world mean nothing without action. Dreams without labor are just illusions. You can visualize your fortune all day long, but until you step forward, it remains only a wish. Action is what calls the unseen into the seen, but not just any action, decisive, deliberate, and daily action. A millionaire does not act randomly. He acts with purpose, driven by the fire of belief. Every step he takes is in alignment with his goal. Every morning he wakes with the question, what can I do today to move closer to my vision? Faith gives power to the action, and the action strengthens the faith. One feeds the other in a sacred cycle. When you act in faith, even when the evidence isn't there, you prove to the universe and to yourself that you are serious. And the universe, my friend, responds to seriousness. Do not wait for signs. You are the sign. Do not wait for approval. You must approve yourself. The moment you act in faith, you rise above the masses, because most men will never move until conditions are perfect. But the truth is, conditions are never perfect. You must create the condition with your belief and your behavior. The man who becomes wealthy does not ask for guarantees. He acts with certainty, and his certainty makes the path appear. Just like a bridge that rises with each step forward, the way to riches is built as you walk it. So act boldly, act in faith. Let your belief be louder than your fear. Let your motion be swifter than your doubt. Because when you believe and move, mountains shift, doors open, and money finds its way to you. That is the law, and it never fails. No man ever rises to great heights alone. Behind every fortune, behind every empire, behind every enduring legacy, There stands a team, a group of minds aligned, focused, and working in harmony toward one definite purpose. This alliance, when formed correctly, becomes a power so great that nothing can stand in its way. You see, when two or more minds come together in a spirit of perfect harmony, not competition, not ego, but harmony, a third, invisible force is created. A new mind greater than the individuals alone is born. This is not a theory, it is a law, and those who understand and use this law ascend to levels of success unreachable by the lone struggler. The wealthy know this. They do not isolate themselves in silos of pride. They seek out strong minds. They align with thinkers, builders, dreamers, and doers. They understand that ideas sharpen ideas just as steel sharpens steel. One insight from the right person can be worth more than 10 years of blind effort. Your environment will shape your wealth. Surround yourself with small thinkers and you will shrink. Surround yourself with ambitious men and you will expand. The right associations multiply your momentum. The wrong ones will choke it. Choose wisely. Choose intentionally. Look at the greatest fortunes ever built. You will find not just a man, but a circle, a mastermind, a band of minds bound by a shared goal. These men trusted one another, challenged one another, pushed one another, and as a result, they broke through barriers others never even reached. This is not merely about networking. No, that is shallow. This is about connection with purpose. It is about choosing people who believe in your vision, who strengthen your discipline, and who walk the same path of growth and greatness. When you walk with those who expect success, failure becomes a foreign language. But know this, you must bring value to the alliance. No one will follow the man who only takes. To attract powerful minds, you must become one. Work on yourself, study, sharpen your skills, build your character. Earn your place at the table and you will find that the doors to power begin to open. Once you form your mastermind alliance, protect it. Nurture it, meet regularly, share openly, plan boldly, hold one another accountable. The force you generate together will move mountains. Alone, you may go fast for a while, but together you will go far and you will endure. Do not isolate yourself on the path to wealth. That is the slow road. Form your alliance, build your council, unify your energy. For when two or more minds move as one, backed by belief and purpose, the world must bend to their will. That is how greatness is achieved. That is how fortunes are made. There is no reward in knowing everything, but there is great fortune in knowing something so well that the world comes to you for it. Wealth does not flow to the man with scattered knowledge. It flows to the man who possesses precision. To the man who has specialized knowledge, refined, sharpened, and directed toward a definite purpose. General knowledge may impress the ignorant, but it holds no power in the marketplace. A man may be well-read, well-spoken, and well-informed, yet remain broke, frustrated, and unnoticed because he has never taken the time to focus his understanding, to master a field, to solve a problem better than anyone else. Look closely at those who have built great fortunes, and you will discover that they did not try to know everything. They chose one lane, one subject, one craft, and they owned it. They studied it, lived it, became obsessed with it, until they no longer needed to search for opportunities. Opportunities came searching for them. This is the way of wealth. Become so valuable in a narrow field that you cannot be replaced. That is the secret. When your knowledge solves a specific problem, the world will pay you gladly, repeatedly, and increasingly. Do not confuse education with intelligence, nor degrees with wisdom. The schools may teach you to memorize, but life demands that you apply. The richest men in history did not always sit at the top of the class, but they did sit long enough with a subject to understand it more deeply than the rest. They took that knowledge and turned it into systems, services, products, and value. And so must you. You must ask yourself, what do I know that solves a problem? What can I learn that few are willing to study deeply? What knowledge, once mastered, can change someone's life, business, or result. Then pursue it relentlessly, become a student again, read with intensity, watch with focus, practice with discipline, and most importantly apply what you learn, use it in the real world, test it, refine it, improve it. When you do, you will not only grow, you will separate yourself from the pack. The marketplace does not pay for potential, it pays for results, and results come from the man who has turned raw information into applied knowledge, into skill, strategy, and service. Let others chase every trend, let others dabble and drift. You choose depth over width, choose mastery over mediocrity. Remember this, one man with a deep well of knowledge in a narrow field will outperform 1,000 with shallow thoughts on many things. That man becomes a magnet for money, that man becomes the expert, that man becomes indispensable. Become that man and you will never worry about money again. There is one trait that separates the rich from the poor, the powerful from the powerless, the remembered from the forgotten. Persistence, not talent, not education, not even luck, but the quiet, unshakable decision to keep going when the world says stop. The road to wealth is not paved with ease. It is lined with trials, setbacks, delays, and failures that would break the average man. But the man who becomes wealthy is not average. He expects resistance. He is trained for hardship, and when it arrives, he does not retreat, he advances. Most men begin with enthusiasm, they dream big, they start fast, but they do not last. The first sign of failure, and they quit. The first no, the first closed door, the first unexpected loss, and they run for comfort. But wealth does not yield to the man who tries once. It yields to the man who tries again and again and again until the door opens by force or by faith. Persistence is the test of your belief. You say you want success, but will you still want it after 10 rejections, after 10 years, after 10 sacrifices no one else sees? That is the question wealth asks. And only those who answer with action daily, disciplined, defiant action, are granted its rewards. You must train your mind to endure, to outlast, to keep building even when the results are invisible. Understand this, your efforts are never wasted. Every failed attempt builds muscle. Every setback strengthens resolve. Every delay builds the fire, and that fire is what fuels your ultimate rise. When you persist, you separate yourself from the masses. Most people dabble, few commit. Most people start, few finish. The man who will not stop cannot be stopped. He becomes inevitable. His success is not a matter of if, but when. Let others get discouraged. Let others surrender to doubt. You must become deaf to excuses and blind to obstacles. Your vision must be stronger than your environment. Your will must be stronger than your mood. Discipline, not emotion, must drive your behavior. And no, this persistence does not mean pushing blindly. It means adapting without quitting. Adjust your methods, refine your plan, change your strategy, but never abandon your goal. The goal must be sacred. Untouchable, permanent. This principle is simple, but not easy. That is why it is rare, but it is also why it is powerful. The man who refuses to quit becomes a force of nature. The world moves for him, not because of luck, but because he simply refused to leave without what he came for. Burn this into your soul. You may be faster than me, you may be smarter than me, but I will not stop, and that alone ensures I will win. Persist, and the gates of wealth will open before you. Your outer world is a reflection of your inner world. The money in your bank account, the opportunities in your path, the quality of your relationships, all of it is shaped by the dominating thoughts that occupy your mind. Before you can possess wealth in your hands, you must first claim it in your mind. The mind is the master key to all riches. If your thoughts are fixed on poverty, fear, and limitation, then no amount of effort will bring you prosperity. But if your thoughts are soaked in belief, purpose, and abundance, then even in the darkest hour, the seeds of fortune will begin to sprout. You become what you think about continually, obsessively, without compromise. The mind does not judge, it only receives, records, and reflects. If you feed it fear, it will produce excuses. If you feed it vision, it will produce ideas. If you feed it doubt, it will paralyze you, but if you feed it faith, it will move mountains in your favor. Understand this, your subconscious mind is always at work, silently shaping your habits, decisions, and behavior. And it accepts whatever you plant in it. Most people allow negative thoughts to take root, thoughts of lack, scarcity, inferiority. These thoughts grow into weeds that choke every dream and opportunity. But the man who becomes wealthy knows the mind must be disciplined. He guards his thoughts like a general guards his fortress. He does not entertain defeat. He does not tolerate worry. He replaces I can't with I must. He replaces maybe with I will. He repeats his goal to himself daily until it becomes etched into his very identity. Your belief becomes your blueprint. If you believe money is evil, you will subconsciously repel it. If you believe you're not worthy of success, you'll sabotage yourself the moment you get close to it. But if you believe that wealth is your rightful reward for service, value, and effort, then the universe will conspire to bring it into your life. The battle is not out there, it is in here, in the mind. The poor man waits for his environment to change. The rich man changes his environment by changing his thoughts. He takes control of the only thing he truly owns, his mind, and he uses it to mold his reality. Train your mind to expect abundance, to search for solutions, to speak in the language of success. Say it until you believe it until you act on it until you receive it. The fortune you desire already exists, but your mind must become ready to receive it. Not someday, not when it's convenient, but now. Master your mind and you will master your money.